I think we need to break down the figures a little bit. I think, first of all, you've got some like Ukraine and Hong Kong, where we've reached out and said, you're welcome here because of the difficulties. That's quite a big chunk. We've got another chunk, which is students. And there we've really got to look at the question, is our university sector a broken model if it's dependent so heavily on foreign students and isn't doing enough for people at home? And the third big chunk is people coming here to work. And we're inviting them, I'm not criticising them, we're inviting them in, we're allowing them in. And we're doing it because business will not adjust to the Brexit mandate from the people, which was that you need to develop a different business model which is not dependent on constant supplies of cheap labour. You need to invest in skills. We're all talking about the government investing in skills. Employers need to invest in skills. They need to invest in automation, and they need to invest in innovation. They need to realise that those days have gone. But instead, the government has indulged them. And the Office for Budget Responsibility, which seems to be running the show since Liz Truss, they got rid of Liz Truss, their model demands higher immigration because their model, their wonky model, a bit like Neil Ferguson's wonky model, the more immigration you put into it, the richer we all look. And that just isn't true. Might be true the country's a bit richer, but per head, we are not richer.
That's right, yeah.
And as I was gently hinting at there, I blame a lot of the origins of this back to that 2004 decision under the Blair government. And I think that actually changed people's attitudes, if you like, because I think these days, if you dare raise an objection, Aaron, to whether it's mass migration, whether it's asylum seeking, whether it's trying to control your own borders, you are labelled racist, xenophobic, bigoted, etc. And it isn't that at all. It's people look at their communities, they look at the strain and drain on things like the public sectors. The health was one that I gave an example of. And, they're not happy with it. That's not what they wanted. That's not what they voted for.
Well, I'm sure some people are racist, but I would agree that the overwhelming majority of them won't be. Of course, some people in any society are racist and bigoted. But to pick up on what you said a moment ago, we heard from the IMF that the projections around growth in this country are going to be 0.4% this year. And Jeremy Hunt was going, wow, look. But it's important to say, 600,000 people, what does that mean? It means our population's increasing by 0.9%. So on a per capita basis, we're getting poorer. And then to talk about the things you just mentioned, health service, absolutely. I would also add housing. You're adding the population of Manchester to the country. We don't build enough houses as it is. It clearly is a problem. And I think you can't ignore that, whether you're on the left or the right. It's clearly a problem. I'd want to sort of break it down a little bit, though. So, for instance, I would say, even if you think we should have immigration in the tens of thousands, today, in 2023 or 2024, the NHS will collapse. And as Lord Moylan hinted, our university system, HE, higher education in this country, will just not exist anymore.